we are in a very tough position. America, right now, if it was a bank, we have no money in the system. Our system is not designed for us to live.
People want fiat currencies. All fiat currencies have gotten in the past, right? And the United States dollar has had a pretty good run at it, but we're starting to see it get destroyed.
But one thing that could solve that is tokenizing all the assets and moving at the speed of light.
We don't need more digital currency. We already have digital currency. It's called the US dollar.
Crypto has not been handled well by the industry or frankly by the regulators.
Well, I'm known as a digital asset investor. Help in the home building business. Within 3 years, the financial crisis begins to quake. My father calls me into his office and he says, son, I've been through all these recessions, but I've never seen anything like this.
There's a way out.
Governor Barnes and others are making on last.
All the banks, the Federal Reserve had told all of the banks, don't renew anything.
You good, don't
You're not loaning any more money. So what they're basically saying is that after 20 or 30 years of lending and having a certain type of relationship with all of these construction companies, we're just going to turn it off and tough luck. And then guess what? Then the feds are going to pick who the winners and losers are going to be in this thing. I got a problem on my hands. I got to figure out how to make a living. I got a finance degree. I got a real estate degree. I got a 3-year-old. And I've got my back in the corner. So what do you do? Sorry, I, like many, were looking at things like gold going all up pops this Bitcoin. If they created this one, maybe there's one that I could get that's a lot cheaper. I remember telling my wife, well, I see this Ripple thing, and I think that I'm going to put some money in this, and I think we're either going to lose all of it or it's going to do something crazy.
Bought this entity and I had this stored in gold, or I could store it in an asset that is increasing in value because it's being widely used for these utility purposes.
And that's where XRP comes in clutch.
A lot of people point to globalization as being, not working for people. And we would say, no, it's not that it's not working, it's just it's a work in progress, right? It's incomplete.
It wasn't about how do we tear down government. There's very good reasons why we have the infrastructure we have.
We wanted institutions to settle their international payments. Infrastructure to build the payment messaging, sort of the plumbing. And we discovered something interesting on the way. What we discovered was that the existing plumbing was so bad.
Truly the most efficient way for me to get money to London today would be to go buy a ticket at the airport here in Toronto and fly it there.
What we're creating is an internet of value. And so whether you want to tokenize real estate, equities, bonds, you name it, you're going to be able to tokenize it and move that value on the XRP ledger.
They would have globally dominated the entire industry, but for the regulators pulling it back and Congress kind of not getting with the program.
This is a field that's been rife with fraud and manipulation. And look at all the bankruptcies.
I've always been deeply opposed to crypto. Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
The whole thing is a promise that you can get rich for free.
This is not a healthy way to regulate an industry.
Once you open the Pandora's box of these government people getting to pick who's going to win and who's going to lose, it's never going to end. You don't have capitalism anymore. You have, I don't know what you call it, but it's not capitalism.
It was the darkest day of the year, December 21st, that Brad Garlinghouse came out and basically informed the world that they were soon going to be sued by the SEC.
Is preparing to sue that crypto startup. The asset in question here is called XRP.
been watching it since 2013, you immediately know that something's not right.
They had already had a settlement with FinCEN back in 2015 that brought a case against Ripple where they said XRP is a virtual currency.
They set up their headquarters in DC, and they tried to be open and transparent in all of their business dealings, and the SEC still went after them.
Jay Clayton drops this lawsuit on his last day in office, like mission accomplished.
This is where Gary Gensler came into play, right?
Judge Netberg was letting people dial in and listen to the hearings, and by early summer, that we became convinced that this whole case was merely a show. It was an attempt by the federal government to slow down the adoption and perpetuation of XRP.
The United States government is probably the biggest bully in the world. When you hit back, when you punch back, bullies we are a bully over the government. They don't like it. And so we hit back. US, and I represent 75,000 XRP holders in the lawsuit against the SEC. One thing the ghetto taught me early on is that you either become a victim to bullies and to people who want to put their foot on your neck, or you fight back. Well, when I was young, we're talking about under 10 years old, I was scared to death of fighting. And there was a bully, and I go to the bathroom, and the bully is in the bathroom. I run out of the bathroom, and I'm scared, and I'm hiding, and I gotta go so bad. I go back into the bathroom, and I look, and I see that he's not in there. And when I opened the door, he jumped out, shoved me against the wall, and punched me in the stomach as hard as he could. When he did that, basically, I shit my pants at 9 years old. So all the kids are in the hallway, and I literally have shit coming out of my pant leg, and they are laughing. My sister, God bless her, had given me a pair of brass knuckles. And kept telling me, you gotta defend yourself, or you're gonna get bullied forever. And I went to school that day, and the bully was there. And to make a long story short, I beat the living shit out of him. They're called CEOs, and they're called executives.
But SEC is part of a broader bureaucracy beast system, is what I call it.
It was their opinion that they were selling an unregistered security because it didn't meet the 4 prongs of the Howey test.
Some would like you to think that a digital token can in and of itself be a digital asset security. It can't. Pretending to have jurisdiction when there is none is simply a political power play.
At the very least, it's the coercion, collusion, right, and market manipulation.
The retail holders of XRP were collateral damaged and harmed by this lawsuit.
My opinion of the SEC completely changed.
I believe that without the XRP army, it's very possible that Ripple doesn't win the lawsuit. We're piecing together all these timelines with videos and public videos that we're able to find. From that is where the guys were able to formulate their Freedom of Information Act request.
Joseph Grunfest's letter to the SEC right before they made the decision to sue Ripple.
We assemble an army so that we can be at the forefront of this change. You can't stop what is coming.
I ended up posting it on Twitter, the lawsuit, and the next thing you know, it was 5,000, 12,000, 20,000, and eventually grew to over 75,000 people from 143 countries around the world.
Judge Torres, in her historical ruling on July 13th, 2023, ruled that secondary sales were not investment contract securities offerings. So XRP, the token in and of itself, is not a security.
We got validated because there's evidence here, right? There's real evidence here, and it validates the story.
Ripple just won. XRP is not a security.
There's no question that this was a victory, like just a big victory. Yes. Everything the SEC cares about, they lost.
Yes, and I think they were shocked that they lost.
The SEC is asking for $2 billion. So Ripple has urged the court to impose a civil penalty of less than $10 million.
We helped establish the cryptocurrency as a legitimate asset class, and we did it against the greatest bully of all.
The system is switching. We're heading to a new quantum environment.
Now that the case is going to be behind us, we're expecting U.S. institutions to start adding XRP to their balance sheets and using XRP for cross-border payments and other utilities that the XRP ledger can provide.
The ISO 20022 update has been a massive upgrade and really only draws one conclusion. Blockchain is coming.
BlackRock and many of these other players, they absolutely are now coming into the space in a major way.
If we could ETF a Bitcoin, imagine what we could do with all financial instruments.
We're looking at the coming tokenization of things like stocks, escrow accounts, and bonds.
Tokenization of commodities and other assets.
This is a moment in time for you to really think about who you truly are and who you truly want to be. And I want you to start thinking of money differently. And that goes back into XRP. It's a brand new paradigm, and it's not going to stop.
The internet democratized information, and crypto and blockchain will do the same with value. There's little doubt about how far we have come, but I'm incredibly excited for the journey ahead.